Welcome back to Combat Sports Weekly. Joining us now is a 135-pound champion for Sugar Creek Showdown, Brenda Gonzales-Means. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now, the title is here. It's nice and shiny, by the way. How do you feel? Do you just feel good waking up and seeing this next to you?
Yeah, it's a good feeling, you know. Came home a little beat up, so glad I have this to show for it.
Again, Saturday you fought Anita Rodriguez out of, where did she actually fight out of?
Dallas.
Dallas, Texas. How was that fight in Oklahoma between you and her? Obviously it wasn't shown on television, but nonetheless, it's a good promotion.
Yeah, you know, we got fight of the night, so we went 5-5s. We threw down the whole time, you know. She got me some good shots, as you can see, but I did enough to get the decision. So.
How are those 5-minute round fights? How many of those have you actually done in your life?
That was my third one.
Your third one? And
yeah.
Obvious difference from those 3 threes? Or 5 threes, I should say?
Yeah. Each round I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, another round. But, you know, it was fun. You know, it's good to know that I can go that pace for so long.
Now, as far as the promotion, you're not the first fighter from Fit NHB to actually win the Sugar Creek Showdown. Recently, Ray Borg, one of your teammates who signed to the UFC, actually also won it. So what's that like, knowing you won this title and ultimately maybe someday it'll be a pipeline for you to the UFC?
You know, it's a good feeling. You know, I feel my coaches, you know, they set us up in the, you know, with the right fights, you know, at the right time, and it's just a matter of us going out and performing and, you know, getting those W's.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, but this is the 135-pound title. Most of your fights have been at 125. What do you feel? Do you feel that you could balance both weight classes? Is there one weight class over another? I mean, does it make you more motivated to do 135 because the UFC is there? Or are there rumors that UFC might open a 125-pound weight class where you want to be?
You know, I've been hearing some rumors, more and more rumors about UFC adding the 125-pound, which, you know, I think is probably a more reasonable weight for me. But, you know, I feel comfortable at both. If I'm fighting at 135, you know, I'll walk around. I'll be able to put a little more size on, you know. So either weight class, you know, I'm comfortable at.
Yeah. I have to ask, how did you start fighting? How did you get your start in the fight game?
You know, I've always loved sports. You know, I love basketball is my sport. You know, I play volleyball, track, baseball, softball.
Was that at Moriarty?
Out of Moriarty, fighting Pintos. So, you know, I've always wanted to be a professional athlete.
Right.
And I got out of high school, got married. You know, I took care of my father, who was ill at the time. And, you know, I just started working. And, you know, I was working behind a desk, you know, for the state. And I'm like, oh, you know, I know I want to do something else, and this ain't it. And, you know, me and Timmy ran into each other 6.5 years ago. He was already training at Fit. And, you know, I walked in the gym with him one day, gave it a shot, and fell in love with it right away. Well,
you fell in love with the fight game, and you also fell in love with Tim Means, who's a UFC fighter right now. How long have you guys known each other?
Since we were 4 or 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, his stepdad at the time used to work for my dad. My dad used to have a mechanic shop, so we knew each other, you know, when we were little. I was probably mean to him, but you know, he tells me he always had a crush on me growing up, you know, and we ran into each other years later, and here we are, married.
What's it like in the gym? Obviously, I assume a lot of the times you guys will go together. So how is it, each one of you pushing one another? Obviously, he's won some King of the Cage titles. He's now in the UFC. You won your share of titles. You fought all over the world. So in the gym, how is it that you guys motivate each other?
We don't spar each other too often, you know.
So there is sparring that's going on.
Arlene will let it happen once in a while, but most of the time, you know, she'll keep us separated. But, you know, we do push each other at home, you know, in the gym. We're together 24/10, you know. It's a good thing, you know, but sometimes it's like, okay, I need my space. Right. You know, when we're not together, we're on the phone, and I'm like, can't live with each other, can't live without each other, so.
So obviously you had a fight. He has a fight coming up on December 10th. How's he looking?
Looking good. You know, he's been doing his strength and conditioning with Dwayne Davis. You know, I jumped in with Dwayne too before this camp. And you know, he's looking explosive, strong. You know, getting his privates in with Coach JJ is wrestling, Arlene stand up, and Tom. You know, which all around. Yeah. So he's ready for John.
Besides, you know, the fight stuff that you guys do, and of course you guys help out a lot of kids, you guys also do a lot of charitable work around the city, and you guys really don't gloat or promote that a whole lot. And I think, you know, sometimes I think it's necessary to show that professional athletes are still out there. So first off, thank you for doing that, and talk about some of the work that you guys have done around the community.
You know, we try and help out with like the bingo and stuff. Sometimes Moriarty, the wrestling, the junior wrestlers will have a bingo fundraiser. You know, we'll donate stuff there. We go around and talk. You know, Timmy will talk to the YDI kids. You know, a lot of the kids that are kind of lost. You know, Timmy knows how to relate to them. You know, with his his drug problems. You know, and you know, hopefully he, you know, will help some kids out.
Yeah. And why is it important for you to still keep doing that and giving back to the community?
You know, our kids, there's a lot of lost kids out there, you know. They're repetitive in and out of jail, you know, but their parents are the same, you know. They're uncles and aunts, you know. So hopefully, you know, they can break the cycle, you know, and know that, you know, as long as you don't give up, you know, there's brighter days out there.
Yeah. Now, talk about your gym a little bit. Fit NHB here in Albuquerque, obviously becoming a world-renowned name because of you, because of Tim Means, and obviously everyone else that came before. Talk about the amount of talent in that gym that people don't know about.
You know, it's our gym has been in, you know, kind of like the dark horse, you know. And it's really cool. I get the chills, you know. Timmy was the first one to sign with UFC. Ray, Amber's, you know, she's shining in Invicta.
Top 5 in the world.
Top 5, you know. We have so much talent that hasn't been seen yet. You know, we have Frank Baca that's back in the gym. Right. Nico Montano, you know, she just moved
Tough
from
amateur.
Durango. She'll be making her debut this weekend. You know, we have a lot of talent, and I'm excited for our gym, you know.
Yeah. Well, congratulations again, the Sugar Creek Showdown. Where can people reach you on Twitter? You're at?
bgons135 at Twitter. I'm on Instagram. And then I have my Brenda Boom Boom Gonzales fan page on Facebook.
Make sure you guys check her out. Of course, one of the best fighters here out of not just Albuquerque, but the state of New Mexico completely. Brenda Gonzales-Means, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.